I'm the baby in the family. And when my parents were pregnant with me, they pulled my sisters aside and they said, "Hey, what would you guys rather have? Would you rather have a puppy or a little brother?" And the sisters looked at each other and said, "Woohoo! A puppy! We're getting a puppy! Yeah!" And and then they got me. And I think they're still kind of mad about it.
When someone meets my family, they inevitably ask, "How are you, you?" Why is that, you ask? Have I got a story for you?
So the first thing that you need to know about my sisters is that neither of them have realized yet that they have their own houses. Now, this isn't as much of a problem because the favorite child moved out to Arizona, but it's still a pretty big problem. So my oldest sister, she lives about 3 miles down the road. And because of that, she thinks that she should be here all the time. Like, there's even a day of the week that's her day. Her day. She must be here on Tuesdays. And she will stay here the entire night doing jack shit. But she's got to be here. It's her day. I'll give you a little reference story, anecdotal story. So, about 2 weeks ago, give or take, the Laundry King was supposed to come over. And she can't be here when the Laundry King is here because she brings her dog with her everywhere she goes. We just went moving the favorite child's stuff because she's an asshole and left a whole house full of stuff. But that's another story. And my oldest sister brought her dog because she thought it would be great for her to hang out with the family. She also treats this dog like it's not a dog, but that'll be stories for later. So anyway, she can't come when the Laundry King is here because she brings the dog everywhere. And the last time the Laundry King and Joy hung out, he went to pet her, and she ran up his body and tried to eat his face. So really shouldn't be. No, don't do that. No. So the Laundry King was supposed to come over on a Tuesday, and my sister was like, "What? It's my day!" And I was like, You have your own house. You don't live here." And she looked at me. She's what? Oh, she's 15 years older than me. So she should, be able to have rational conversations with human beings, but not my sister. She turns to me and goes, "Yeah, well, you don't have a house." And I'm like, um, okay, but you you're not whatever. I mean, even if I had a house, you wouldn't be there. Probably because you wouldn't know where I live. I would just throw that smoke bomb down. God. Oh, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. So on her day, don't fuck that shit up. No, no. Brings the dog too, because every time. But it's not just like, oh, she just wants to be here and hang out. She doesn't have TV at her house, so she comes to our house to watch TV. And she really shouldn't be allowed to watch TV, but that's also a story for another day. So she comes here, she watches TV, has to be whatever she wants to see. I mean, that sort of makes sense, except all she does is watch crap. It's all crap, and it's just ugh. And she comes here, uses our phones because she doesn't have a landline anymore. So she's got a phone. That's also a story for another day. So she comes here, uses our TV, uses our phone, like she lives here, tells people to contact her here. I'm like, what? No, I don't even answer the phone for people who want to talk to us. I'm not gonna answer the phone for people who want to talk to you. And also uses our internet because she doesn't have internet at home. So she comes here to use the internet, which is infuriating because she is a moron. In our house, as of this very moment, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 computers at any given time. There's only 2 people that live here, me and my mom. There's 4 computers. 4 computers you could be using. Plus the iPad if my mom is home. Which pretty much does whatever she wants. She doesn't really need a computer to do things. She just needs some kind of device that gets on the internet. So there's 4 computers at any given time. There's 2 people living here. When my sister comes, that makes 3 people. There's still 4 computers and an iPad. Okay? Okay? So there's 5 possible devices she could use. Plus she has a Milo. If you guys don't know what that is, That's fine. If you don't know what a Milo is, that's fine because nobody does. The Milo is basically a Vita. I'm looking over here because my Vita's here. The Milo is basically the predecessor to the Vita. It does everything that the Vita does except play games, and it's shaped pretty much the same. And it was supposed to be like Sony's take on a smaller tablet, but it didn't do well. So she's got a Milo. She could go on the internet with that. Plus, she has her own laptop that she brings with her everywhere she goes. So that's 7 devices. Or she could use my Vita. Or if she just wants to surf the web, she could, use one of the PlayStation, whatever. There's plenty of devices in the house for her to use the internet on. But she only uses the internet on whatever device you want to use. So if I'm working on my computer doing some shit, I'm pointing over here, you can't see it. If I'm doing some shit on my computer, she's gonna come in the room and be like, hey, can I use your email for a second? And it's never a fucking second! It's always like 8 hours later I get my machine back. And I'm like, there's so many computers, just use one of the ones I'm not on. I even turn on both computers most of the time, and I'll be like, oh, you need to use a computer? Use the one I'm not on right now. No, it's got to be the one I'm on, because she has to talk to you. And by talk to you, I mean she just looks at the computer and screams at it all day long. Just rah, 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 for no reason. All the time. Like, how difficult could it possibly be to use to email someone? And why does it take you 8 hours to email one person? It'll be like 3 in the morning. She'll still be here watching some shitty TV show downstairs going, ah! And you'll be like, oh my God, go home, please. Just go home. Go home. You have a house. Go home. Now, the favorite child, back when she was still in New York, what she would do is she would just show up, and, it's a privilege to do something for the favorite child. It's a privilege. So she could do whatever the fuck she wants. She can make you do whatever the fuck she wants, because it's a privilege to work for the favorite child. So she'll just, show up out of nowhere and be like, here, and drop a baby on your lap, walk away. Here's my kid, have a kid, bam. And, I mean, it's not like she really pays attention to them when, they're there, besides yelling at them, which I'm sure is not good for their, emotional state and what have you. But I just no, that's not a thing that should happen. You shouldn't walk up to someone and be like, have a kid, especially when they're working. Like, someone will be doing something important and she'll just be like, bloop, and walk away and start playing with her phone. It's infuriating. Now, all right, so when she moved to Arizona, she left behind a house full of her shit. Didn't take anything. Well, took like 3 pairs of clothes. Didn't take like anything big. No furniture, none of that shit. Also, her husband had a place that he was, fixing up to sell, and didn't let him finish any of that. So he left that here too. And now when they moved to Arizona, it wasn't like, oh, they had a place. No, they stayed in a motel for months until they found a place to rent, which, and this isn't the place that they want to stay in forever. So they're renting this place while they're paying for the 2 houses. Finally, my brother got rid of his. Finally. We're still taking care of my sister. We're still taking care of the favorite child's house. And, like, we were like, why don't you rent it? Rent it to someone. It's full of shit. Rent it to someone. Why is it just sitting there? And so she finally decided to rent it to someone, and instead of being a normal human being and waiting to see if they're going to take the place, no. Waiting to see if they want her furniture, no. She calls up my brother. She's like, hey, get one of your trailers, take all my shit out, and house it at your place. And he was like, fuck no. Which is great, because nobody stands up to the favorite child. Whatever she says goes. My brother-in-law, this one time, he was like, fuck no, I lent you a trailer last time when you were like, oh, hey, come get all my stuff and drive it to Arizona for me. I lent you that trailer and you broke it. And so, no. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Somebody stood up to that bitch. As it so happens, on last Friday, my mom's like, oh yeah, so you got to be up by 8 because we got to be out of here. And I'm like, for what? And she's like, we're going. And I'm like, where are we going? And she's like, we're going to the favorite child's house. We're gonna go move all her furniture. And I'm like, what the fuck? My mom's like, you said you were going. And I was like, no, I did not. And she's like, no, I was told you said you were going. By who? It wasn't by me. I can pretty much assure you it wasn't by me. And so we end up going, and my brother borrowed one of his friend's trailers to put all the shit in. And while we're there, we're like, what are we doing with this stuff? What? There's no place to put it. No one has any room. The favorite child's just like, oh, take all my knickknacks and whatever, put them in your house, Mom. And my mom's like, there's no room. But okay, because you said so. And I'm like, where are we going to put the furniture? There's no place to put the furniture. There's furniture for every room. It's still there. And my brother's like, put it away in my grandma's house in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you even, what? And as we're like trying to get it out, we get the box spring stuck in the stairs because it's super narrow, and we're in trouble. And my sister that's still here, she turns to her husband. She's like, I don't understand. Why can't you understand? She's giving you this furniture as a gift. It is a gift to you. And my brother-in-law's like, it's what? My mom comes in. She's like, no. He's holding on to this for her. And I'm like, oh my God. What? So he's just going to keep it in Pennsylvania until the favorite child wants it back, which will probably be never. It'll probably be there forever. And just, why? This is why you shouldn't have favorite children, because they can make you do whatever the fuck they want, even if it makes no sense. She doesn't even know if she has a renter. Doesn't even know if the renter wants the furniture. It makes no sense. That was my weekend. My back really hurts, and I'm going to have to shovel all that white shit out there. The other thing you have to know about my sisters is that they're pretty ill-equipped for the world. I will put that. So there's a 10-year gap between me and the favorite child. And then there's a 5-year gap between the favorite child and my other sister. I'm 25. I'm not going to say. You do the math. I mean, that's math I could actually do, but I'm not going to do it. Because you should never tell a lady age. So they're adults. And within the last, I would say, 3 years, give or take, they've both called the house because they've been stung by a bee. I'm like, it's not like, oh, yeah, I got stung by a bee today. No. Favorite child, adult, calls, crying. She's bawling her eyes out that she got stung. Don't get me wrong. She's not allergic to bee stings. She's an adult. She calls up the house crying because she got stung by a bee. And I'm not like, it's not like a, ow. It was like a, she's adult. She's an adult bawling her eyes out because she's crying. And I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? And she's like, your mom! And I'm like, mom's at work. Why didn't you call her there? And she's like, no! Get her to come home! And I'm like, what? You don't even live here. Why would she come home? You send her over here. I need her to take care of me. And I'm like, but you're an adult. I'm gonna look up online some remedies for pain from bee stings. All right, you're an adult. Chill out. Mother is not going to take off work to come get you because you got stung by a bee. Okay? Okay. Just, okay. Then maybe a year or so later, my oldest sister gets stung by a bee, and she's not allergic, but I would say it swelled pretty big. Must have been a huge bee. And I don't know if you know this about my sister. I sort of mentioned it before, but she doesn't talk at a normal human decibel rating, or decibel level. She just, screams all the time. So for pretty much the entirety of the bee sting being there, it was even louder than normal. So I don't understand how people who stay around her don't have like hearing loss because all she does is scream. All she does is scream. That's it. She's just screaming everywhere, and just like she's an adult too, and she was like, "No, I gotta, uh, I gotta come over here, and I'm gonna put my foot up, and Mama's gonna take care of me." And I'm like, "You're an adult. I don't understand. Like it's a bee sting. It'll." Thankfully, I've never been stung by a bee, but I would like to think that if I was stung by a bee, I'd be like, "Ah, fuck!" And that would be it. I don't think I'll be calling my mom at work, bawling my eyes out. "Oh, come take care of me, please." Because, no. I think I would pray to AMC, the god of bees, before I would call my mom from work. It ain't gonna help me anyway. God of bees won't work.
As always, thanks for tuning in, guys and gals. You can click the link on the left to see the previous video. You can click the link on the right to see the full playlist. And I think a lot of people are going to be excited about the next episode, since it's about my sister, who's pretty well known for her screaming and everything.